tuning in to another episode of In the Kitchen with the Breakfast Brothers. I'm Luscious Barbie and I'll be guiding through today's episode. I'm so excited to present today's guests. On today's episode, we have the owner of Crazy Good Kitchen, Antonio Hatchett. We also have the amazing Wilm's Chicken franchisee owner, Doctors Michael and Bridgette Hicks. And now, the moment that we've all been waiting for. The man in the kitchen, connecting the dots from entertainment to food, giving us wisdom every day. Give it up for our host, Ricky Booker.
Welcome back to a brand new episode of In the Kitchen with the Breakfast Brothers. I'm your host, Ricky Booker. There are so many things in the world brings us together. Good food, little conversation does it every time. And In the Kitchen with the Breakfast Brothers, we love feeding your soul. Today's guest, he's a film producer and also the owner of Crazy Good Kitchen. Let's give a warm welcome for Antonio Hatchett. Come on in here, man. What's up? So you good?
You all right?
You doing good, man. You ain't bust out no trailer windows like
that. Not lately, man. Not lately.
You the only person I ever known don't call no locksmith, lock his keys in his trailer, and bust out the windows.
It was too much money outside. Had to get to it, man. Had to get to it.
It went viral too, didn't it?
It did. It did. It definitely
Boy,
did.
they was calling you all kind of. I was reading those comments. Calling you all kind of names on that deal. But but he had to get in there to make that money. Hey, but we're talking about viral. Tell me the story of how you went viral as the viral father.
Man, what happened was I went to I had a dealer license. Start off like that. I got a dealer's license. I used to get cars and I go flip them, make more money on the side on the weekends, stuff like that. So what I did was I decided I'm gonna find an investment for my kids. And so what I did, went to the dealership. It was a dealer's auction. I looked around for some cars and I found some little Chevy Impalas. Paid like $2,600 and $2,400 for them. And I'm like, I'm gonna get these and get them for my boys. So I went home, I got my boys, took them to the car wash. They washed them all up, man. They got them nice and pretty. They stood in front of they was some big.
But hold on, wait a minute. Your boys is like 12, 11 years old at the time.
No, during that time they was 6 and 9.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna say I know they was young, but
yeah, at that time they was 6 and 9 years old. So so we went over there and we got them all bust down. We parked them real nice, and they standing in front of them, they posing. One of my sons is like a little rapper, so he like this standing by the thing. But anyway, so I take a picture and I put it on Facebook and I put the words on there like start them young, my first investment for my kids. I'm gonna use these cars, and they use them to be able to sell them and flip them and add money to their bank accounts. And I just made a simple picture and a simple post. I put it on Facebook and it got like 30,000 shares and a whole bunch of comments and everything else, man. And so, I felt good for that, for something like that being positive, showing people I do stuff for the kids. Of course, there's people that didn't like it and say it was kind of weird, but I was glad people saw the picture.
Social media is a world to where we open up our lives for people to have opinions.
Right. Yeah.
So you either live with it or you don't. One thing I always say, they talking good about you, they talking bad about you. When they quit talking about you, then you got the problem.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
But we're gonna talk a little bit more at the sit down about all the ventures you got going on.
Yes,
busting out trailer windows and opening up new restaurants. All right, we're here at the sit down with Antonio Hatchett, and he ordered red velvet waffle and chicken, and our lovely Tanella's bringing it.
Mr. Antonio, you ready for us to feed your soul?
Woo! What I've been waiting on right here.
This man is at Breakfast Brothers 5 days a week. Now go ahead, man. I like get the drink.
Let's see what we got, man.
It's always the same, consistency.
Every time. That's why I keep coming back. I be late opening my restaurant because I'm over here eating his.
So it's good.
I want to say it's crazy good.
Crazy good? Okay. Feed you so good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm going to jump right in because, you've been pretty exciting to me for several years. You've been going from rapping, boxing, selling cars, going viral on the internet. Just tell me, getting started, let's talk about the journey getting started and what made you get into the restaurant business.
Well, first off, when I first did the first little thing, I made a film where I wanted to record myself being homeless. I went out to the streets of Dallas. I got my family to drop me off. I took nothing with my cell phone and a pocket knife with me. And I stayed out there the whole weekend. I just recorded what I was going through. I didn't take no money, so I had to find ways to get food. I had to find somewhere to sleep, found shelter for the night. I got there. Unfortunately, to my surprise, all the shelters was booked for the night. I couldn't get in nowhere. So I had to literally sleep on the streets, and I just found, banks under little balconies and stuff, and slept under there.
So you wasn't homeless. You had your own place, but you wanted to transition to that.
Yeah, so I wanted to get the feel and see how it was. What gave me the idea, my second born son, He was sick in the hospital when they had that big snowstorm about 2-3 years ago. And he was in the hospital like 10 days, and I drove out there to go see him. To go back to bring him more stuff from the house. And I saw homeless people outside under the bridge. It was snow everywhere. It was like -2 in Dallas.
Right, that was in February.
Yeah, yes sir, yeah. So, and I was like, man, I want to get that feel to see what it's like to actually be homeless, and really not have nothing. And because I'm just big on pushing myself to just try the extreme, sometime.
Right.
And that's what it was. I went out there and I wanted to do that, and also I wanted to start my own film production. And the cheapest thing I started with was a documentary. So I went out there and I took a cell phone. I just recorded it raw with a cell phone, everything I was doing, and the stuff I went through. It was good people, it was bad people, the people that helped me, people that wouldn't help me, and I met a lot of people out there that really needed help. And so on that Sunday evening after that weekend was over, I went and got my other food unit, and I went back out there and I cooked for the homeless, gave them food, and I brought clothes and canned goods and stuff like that. And I first shot that film, and what I did, I got on Facebook and told everybody about it, and I was like, I'm not gonna release this in 2 more months. Pre-sales $100. It was just a crazy idea I had. Like, I just want to try to see who would really do it. And then to my surprise, 112 people bought that DVD early. And so that right there was like $11,200 just off selling them. And which I always been hustling the grind.
Right.
But
so it was a documentary of you being homeless.
Yes, sir.
You sold 112 pieces.
Yes, sir.
Man, and so fast forward to that. Did you try that in any other cities, or you just did it in Dallas?
No, I actually went to New York City and done it. I went to.
Well, you trying to get killed now, wasn't you?
Yeah, well, technically. So I did Manhattan, then I went to Queens and Brooklyn area, and then it went down in the Bronx. Somebody tried to kill me in the Bronx.
Oh, so that was really happening?
Yeah, it really happened. I was over there just doing my regular role, acting homeless, looking for help. And a guy, he said, your face ain't familiar around here, what you doing on my block? I was like, quickest thing I came up with, it had to be God, man. I looked him dead in his face, and I was serious. I was like, hey, back off. I'm an undercover cop. You're not who I'm looking for. And he looked at his homies and said, back off. You're the law.
So it worked.
It worked.
Did you get your butt back on the plane?
Man, hey, I'm looking at my family like, cut, go, and get away. It's real over here. Yeah, man. So that definitely that was a different big banger for that right there, brother. But yeah, I was doing that, man. And what I used to do, I still go around selling my film, just running on the streets and kind of like solicit, I guess you would say, in a way. I would go to different malls and stuff like that. And a guy happened to see me. He said, hey, man, where you from? I said, I'm from a place you ain't never heard of. He said, try me. I said, I'm from Hamburg, Arkansas. He said, I'm from Lake Village, 30 minutes away from me. I said, wow. And he sold tacos and stuff like that at his stand. He said, man, you a good hustler. You and your kids some good hustlers. Man, I think you should sell food. And he spoke it into me. He like, man, like, bro, I wish I was young like you, had your swagger, your look, you know how to dress, you know how to talk to people. I see you do it all the time. Like, man, you be perfect doing what I do. And he told me how much money he made doing it. I was like, man, I don't know. About 2 weeks later, he called me and said, hey, man, I'm selling my smaller trailer, but buy me a bigger one. You want to buy it? I sell it to you for a little bit of nothing. And he really sold it to me for a little bit of nothing. So
the trailer you got right now at the outlet?
No, actually it was my smaller one, which I call that one my Mr. Feed the Streets machine.
Right,
yeah. It was
That's
a smaller
the one you just posted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had that one, and he just gave me a couple spots and clubs to go to, and I was doing that and ripping and running, and it was turning out good. And I turned it into 2 hustles in one. I'd be selling a plate to somebody, hey man, $14 for the real plate, big dog. Hey, for $6 more you can buy my film and then come with your plate, brother, support a brother. And everybody like, man,
So
here,
you
man, keep the
selling
change.
documentaries and food at the same time.
At the same time, brother.
So how did the name come about once you transitioned into the restaurant all the way, the Crazy Good Kitchen? How'd that come
Man,
about?
so one time I cooked for one of the fight parties at my house, and everybody was over there like, man, hey man, you need to start selling some food, boy. I had some good food, boy. This ridiculous. It's crazy good right here for real. And it was just like that, when I was trying to think of a name.
Conversation just sitting around the house, everyday conversation.
Yeah, pretty much.
But you was doing some crazy stuff to get some good food. I hear you. So, then you transitioned and got your trailer, and you set up at the outlet mall in Grand Prairie.
Yes,
so
sir.
that's where you started at.
Yes, sir.
And then what year was it you decided to get a brick and mortar, which you have now in Arlington, right?
It was honestly like 5, 6 months later, I went ahead and looked into it, and because I want to get a location where I can kind of expand, and I was just hungry just to try something else different and to test myself once again, and I went for it.
So what's the address to the brick and mortar you have now?
That was 816 East Abram. It's located in Arlington, Texas. 816 East Abram, Arlington, Texas. You gotta come check us out. It ain't good food. It ain't kind of good. It's crazy good.
And so, what's the one thing that you think could be your niche item on your menu?
Man, it gotta be the Loud Pack Nachos. Definitely Loud Pack Nachos, man. It ain't the kind of good. This is the crazy good, and it ain't the quiet pack. It's the Loud Pack.
Okay.
So I got some of the craziest comments about the name of it and what people say after they eat. Hey man, they call it the Loud Pack. I should have bought a pound of them nachos.
Let me tell you something. Nowadays, in the restaurant business, in the foodie business, in the network you in, the niche is what sells food.
Yes, sir.
You get that niche, and you create it around it, and you build that from there,
Right.
and it'll go. If it's nasty, you can build whatever niche you want to build. They're going to throw it in the garbage.
Yeah.
No, but you said it good. I'm going to have
Yes.
to try them out too. But if you got the niche in there, your nachos, that's what you build around.
Yeah.
Because you always got to figure out what your menu item is that's going to bring people in.
Right.
And once you do that, it's a wrap.
Yes, sir.
So, I've been seeing you at the outlet mall for a while.
Yeah.
So you obviously got something that people like, and there's always a line there, and you're always promoting it on social media, so you understand the concept.
Yes, sir.
Just keep rolling with that niche.
Got to.
Everybody, this is Antonio Hatchett. Tell everybody how they can keep up with you and find you.
So if you want to look for my venues and my spots and locations, also catering, you can get at me on Facebook at Crazy Good Kitchen, or you can get at me on Instagram. It's gonna be crazy_good_kitchen. And once again, Facebook Crazy Good Kitchen and Instagram crazy_good_kitchen. Come check us out. We're located in Arlington. Also have the Grand Prairie Mall also as well for eat and grab and go. So just come check us out, y'all.
You have a phone number they can call?
So on the phone number, well, I can't even remember it right now.
That's all right.
That's the sad part.
That's all right.
I just got a phone number set up there because I've been
brand
brand new over there. So, but if you look on the website, I definitely got it, or either on the Instagram stuff, you'll check it out. You'll have the number also located.
Well, Antonio, thanks for being on the show, man. Keep it up. Keep going crazy and selling that good food.
All right, thanks for
And we're going to keep supporting you.
Yes, sir.
Stay tuned. Coming up next, we got Doctors Michael Hicks and Bridgette Hicks. Our next guest coming up, Captain Hicks and Queen Bee. They're educators, entrepreneurs, motivation speakers, husband and wife duo. Let's give a warm welcome for Doctors Michael and Bridgette Hicks. Hey, y'all, come on in here.
What's going on? Hey, y'all, what's up?
Williams Chicken.
Yeah.
Man, you see this? I
see
spent
what's
plenty
happening
drive
to me.
throughs at
You
Williams.
see what's happening
Man,
to me.
it's interesting. Y'all doctors,
Yeah.
and you got to tell me what this alter ego is, Captain Hicks and Queen Bee.
I let my wife go.
Okay, let's talk about that.
So I gave him the name Captain Hicks because on December 10th of 2016, I got proposed to and married in the same day.
Oh, wow.
My daddy had a tuxedo in the closet hiding. I had a whole wedding. He had the food. He had the entire thing. So from that night, when I said, when we did our first dance, I said, babe, your new name is Captain Hicks.
Dun, 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 dun. I always got to ask this question. Have you ever had a disaster in the kitchen?
Yeah, I'm the disaster. I am the full-blown disaster because I can't cook.
We talking about boiling water.
That bad.
That bad.
So at Williams, all you got to do is put it in the grease and hit the timer.
And hit the timer, right? But then I had
You
to
can
learn.
mess that
I had
up,
to
too.
learn the whole entire. Right, I had to learn the whole entire process. So I like when doing my training and stuff like that. I went in at midnight and tried to learn how to cook chicken because I never cooked anything. My mom cooked everything, so that was just an experience within itself. Just knowing like I have to learn how to cook.
Right.
I have to understand my business. I know it ain't what I do on a day to day, but now I can go in there. I can throw some chicken in the grease.
Yeah,
now.
that's good because you gotta learn your business.
You gotta
That's the
learn your
entrepreneurial
business.
spirit you have. But we're gonna talk a little bit more about all of those things that you have going on. All right, we here with Dr. Bridgette Hicks and Dr. Michael Hicks, and they ordered fried ribs, catfish fried rice, and shrimp. And I love it. Tanetta's bringing it. Side of collard greens, mac and cheese. We dining in, y'all.
Listen. My wife is big on more soul food.
Oh, I am too.
So she,
It-
that
I'll
fried
let y'all
wheel,
get it.
she got it looking good. Look at the wings.
Yes.
Ooh, Lord.
You got. I'm gonna have to let you get in them collard greens. You got to get in them collard greens.
The ribs, good.
And you do hibachi?
Yes, Lord.
Yes,
Oh,
Lord. You do
oh, man.
hibachi? Man, listen.
Hibachi, Benihana's, and them. Benihana's my favorite. Ain't got nothing on my
Ain't
fried
got nothing
rice.
on you.
Breakfast Brothers and people was like, man, oddly enough, a breakfast spot with fried rice like this, we sell a lot of it.
I know. It's good right here.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna let you. Y'all can still eat. We can still talk and do our thing. And I want to start with you, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed both of you guys have long, we won't say rap sheets, but resumes.
Yeah.
And I want to start with you. Tell me a little bit about your background.
So, I am a kid from Pleasant Grove, South Dallas, Texas. I come from the inner city of Dallas, Texas. I graduated. I went to high school at Dallas Carter.
Oh yeah, I heard about you on that football field.
I can play a little bit. I can play a little bit.
Okay.
We gonna keep that low. I
Yeah.
can play a little bit. I ended up getting a football scholarship to the prestigious Howard University, the
Right.
HBCU, and I tore my knee when I was up there, so I never got a chance to play college football. So I came back home, trying to figure out what I was gonna do, and the one thing I had promised my parents was I was gonna get an education and graduate.
Right.
So I was on that mission the whole entire time. I went to little smaller schools, but I just kept my education going. And lo and behold, I looked up, I already had my master's. I was 22 years old. And so I took a hiatus. I was like, I'm tired of school. I don't want to go back to school. I ain't going back. I don't think I need it for the career path that I'm on, that I'm doing. And I met this young lady here, and she was like, I'm finna go get my doctorate in education. I think you need to go get yours. And it started down the path like her. She said it first. Then my aunties were like, go get it. You young enough, go get it. And I said, okay, I'll do it. It won't help me business-wise, but I'll go do it anyway. But long and behold, it did.
Right.
Because
will.
my study that I actually did for my doctoral study was actually on restaurants and business owners. So I got a chance to interview someone that owns 26 McDonald's. I got a chance to interview someone that has 11 franchises, and it's their own business, it's their own family business that they have. They just franchised it out, to 11 different restaurants. And then I also have an opportunity to interview someone that had a small barbecue business. So I saw it on 3 different spans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So being able to research that and seeing like, okay, this might be something if I had the chance to do it, I would do it.
Now we're gonna fast forward to it because you guys got a lot of things going on education wise, and then next thing you know, y'all never been restaurant owners. Now transition to now y'all franchisees, owners of one of the most historical chicken places in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Williams Chicken.
Right.
Now let's talk about what the experience was on that.
So when I told the story earlier,
Right,
about-
in the kitchen.
In the kitchen about I told my wife, hey, I think I want to own something, baby. And she was like, what do you want to own? I was like thinking in my mind, I was like, man, it would be nice to have like a Williams Chicken, because I knew, just for my personal dealings with
Right.
Williams and eating it all my
Right.
life and growing up on the food, I think it's a good product. And I just thought that, it's all about community, it's all about the church, it's all about the things that we
Right.
value. So I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and go get that. So through some of my friends, Rodney Baker in particular,
Which I've actually had him.
you
on the
actually,
show.
he told me that when I called him and told him I was going to be on this show. But actually through one of my good friends, Rodney Baker, he set up a meeting for me to meet the owners of Williams Chicken. And I was young then. I was like 26, 27. And they told me no.
They rejected you.
Yeah, they told me no.
Okay, let me find out what's the secret of the rejection for Williams Chicken. What was that about? Can
At
you
the
share?
time, it was more so about how much time can you dedicate yourself to actually be in the restaurant.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
true.
it is a big component of Williams Chicken, but also too, like, if you can't be in there, what systems do you have in place? If you can't be
For
in
your
there,
staff.
for your staff and everybody to do what it is that they're supposed to do, because you can have people, stealing chicken, you can have people stealing money, people walking out the back with the chicken, you don't know what's going on, and all
Right.
this, all that. And at that age, and what I had going on, I was in kind of like grind mode. I was in grind mode for corporate, and I was trying to get out, but I wasn't willing to give up my corporate job in order to do it because I knew I would be in this position I am.
Right.
So even though I had the money to do it, I just wasn't willing to give up my corporate job to do it. You know, and they want you to train for a year or 2 years first before they actually let you go out there and have a restaurant of your own. So that was probably some of the main reasons why. And plus, I'm a kid.
Right.
Well, I'm not a kid, but I'm young, and I'm coming to you.
You still wouldn't want to be tied up 7 days a week inside of a restaurant.
Exactly, and they probably took into account of that as well because, you know, giving somebody something that you built, a baby that you built, and saying, yeah, you can take my brand and you can go out here and make money off of it. A lot of people can damage that brand. And you got to realize, well, it don't matter what type of franchise it is. If somebody allows you to franchise it out, they're expecting you to do what they would do, just with your own business acumen. And at that time, maybe I was too young for them to say, we're going to let a 26-year-old kid have his own spot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, it didn't happen at that time.
And sometimes I don't necessarily think it has an age factor to it. I think it's the mentality part to it. Because, you know, I've had 60-year-old people work in the restaurant and they worse than a 20-year-old.
I don't know. Maybe I didn't come. I
get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? I thought I came in there.
It's a mentality.
It's just
It
it is a
doesn't
different
have an
mentality.
age.
Yeah, mentality.
And you probably was honest when they started telling you all these
Oh,
things.
yeah.
Right, and your energy, your body language when they telling you all the stuff you have to do.
Man, I was so honest.
I get it.
I was so honest with it because I knew that I was this close from getting my sales executive job. I knew I was this close from making money on that side of the house that I couldn't just say no to something for a potential maybe. You know, maybe I get a restaurant that work, maybe I don't. But I've put in work in this industry, and I'm close to that big time gig, and I'm just not ready to let it go.
6 years later, you got the approval, and y'all own Williams Chicken.
Right.
And turned it around, and actually is in a great spot right off the exit in Fort Worth, and it's an amazing spot. So
it is an amazing spot, and I love that spot.
Right across is a Quick Trip. Everybody know if you got anything business around a Quick Trip,
you gonna
make some money.
It's another factor to this that I want to put and shed off the light because I shared this the other day on my Facebook page, and I think it needs to be said. Yes, it is in a great location, and I love that location. I just think that we need to do a better job over there, community-wise, with some of the crime, some of the prostitution, some of the drug selling, some of the stuff that's going on behind my restaurant.
That car wash.
That car wash. And I want to set a light on that because you got kids dying behind there. And I don't like it. I mentor young men. I'm in the schools. I go to the roughest schools you could possibly name in Dallas. I done been to them. I done spoke to them. I know that because I was those kids that came into the community. And we need to do a better job of making sure that not only the people are safe, but when kids start passing away, that means we don't have control of the community.
And I was just getting ready to ask you, what separates you from the community? You pretty much answered that question already.
Yeah, it has to be one and the same because that's a big component of a Williams Chicken. Everybody in the community knows to go to a Williams.
Right.
Because of the things that Mr. Williams have done for the community. So I'm the same way. So I've given out 300 free kids meals to a whole school that had 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade.
I grew up in Oklahoma City, and in Oklahoma City, we was like Church's Chicken. And when I finally, I've been here 33 years now, so when I finally moved here, and one of my friends that I met here took me to a Williams, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, we don't do
I ain't had Church's since.
No, you don't do church.
No,
Once
I
you
don't do church chicken.
like Mr. Williams is the reason why
yeah.
you know churches got to move on rain.
Right, churches.
They got to move on rain because, but it's also the group of just us as African Americans understanding that Mr. Williams is for us, so we gonna go there. And it's the same type of thing you got to have with your restaurant. You got to know that, you know, it's not going to be any national ads or anything like that with a Williams Chicken, but you got to know that everybody in the community, that's where they go.
That's where they go. Williams Chicken.
And that's how you got to have it.
So, you know, with that being said, I want you guys to tell everybody, Bridgette, I'm going to let you tell them where y'all located, the address, and how they can keep up with some of the events y'all going to have going on, especially the back-to-school events.
Okay, so we are located in Fort Worth, Texas, 1701 McClellan Court, Fort Worth, Texas. And then we do have a back-to-school event coming up. I'll let him elaborate on that.
So we got a back-to-school event coming up. August the 5th. It's the first weekend in August, that's Saturday. I am on a mission to try to give out 500 backpacks to the kids over there. So it's actually a school in my community that's like walking distance from the actual restaurant. But I just want to do something nice around there for the kids as they're going back to school, you know, trying to figure stuff out. I know what parents are going through over there, and I just want to make sure that at least the kids have something to be able to start off school with. So yeah, I'm trying to do a back to school event August 5th. Me and my wife, we're gonna be out there. This is something that we actually enjoy doing, you know, interacting with people, interacting with the kids, and hopefully it'll be a great turnout.
That's gonna be at the location.
Yeah, it's gonna be at my location at the Wheels Chicken. We have like the front of it is, you know, the parking lot is pretty big.
Right.
So we're gonna have it in the parking lot, man. We're gonna make it into a block party without the, you know, without all the extra stuff. I won't bring none of the extra stuff to the school event, please. I'm not trying to get shut down by Fort Worth PD, but we are trying to do something nice for the kids, though.
And then you can also find us on IG on Williams Chicken FTX that represents Fort Worth, Texas. My IG is Dr_Bridge1913. I am a Delta. And
my IG handle is Dr. with a period Michael _Hicks _Jr. So I know it's a lot of underscores, but I had to do it like that so I can fit my doctor in. So yeah.
Man, I love what you guys got as a husband and wife duo. The energy, man, just keep it up, y'all. You know, Michelle and y'all got that dough.
That shit rock thing going on. I know. They just give us a show.
Yeah.
We gonna do it good. We're gonna have a good show without the drum.
I really enjoyed y'all, man. We kind of went over time, but I just wanted to still listen to what y'all had going on, man. It's a beautiful thing. I know I joke a lot, but I'm being serious now. Y'all got a great thing going, and any support that I can give y'all, I'm on
Same
board.
here. Same here.
And once again, if you want some of the things you've seen today on the menu at Breakfast Brothers, you can come to our foundation location in Arlington. It's 130 East Bardin Road. We're there 6 days a week, closed on Tuesdays, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Our second location is in the Redbird area. It's 3704 West Camp Wisdom, Dallas, Texas. We're there 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. And our newest concept is called Breakfast Brothers Express. You can get it to go, get it delivered, go online, order on the kiosk, in the middle of the night at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, or 5 in the morning, early a.m.s. That's what's real pleasant about that. And that address is 921 West Carmen Street, Dallas, Texas. Is in the Design District. See you guys next week. I'm your host, Ricky Booker.